Mic check. Welcome back to another second half live. Back again with Bobby Simmons, NBA vet. We're here back in studio. So, Bobby, man, let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. There was a lot of basketball taking place here in Chicago. You had not only just what the Big Three was going on, but then all the chirping that's going on with these one-on-ones, man. What you make of all of this conversation?
I think it's interesting for the game of basketball. Actually, it's good to see guys still getting after it.
Yeah.
First of all, still doing what they love to do in that space because it's a platform now.
Yep.
And I think that they can build and benefit from it 100%.
Absolutely. Now, you know what? It goes back to, there's been a few different conversations around this. I think Melo on his podcast, he was even talking a little bit about it, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, about, seeing these guys playing one-on-ones, especially when you look at Lance Stevenson and Mike Beasley. Like, those are two guys you want to see, right? Those are two guys going head bash. They got the one-on-one game. It's the New York, it's New York versus D.C., those are two guys that people pick up on their game. And Beasley, he just got it in him.
Yeah, I love it. But then again, like you gotta see how those guys also played in the NBA. Very passionate about the game, and I love the fact that they hate to lose. Nobody want to lose, and they're very competitive. They're getting after it. And like you said, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but from the social media postings and things like that, it looked like it was a hell of a game.
Yeah, they was going at it. In its rawest state, what we got to witness, and I got to, see a little bit on social media, but in its rawest state, it's something to build off of, in my opinion.
Man, just think about it. If guys getting a check for $100,000, $1 million, whatever it is, it's a platform. It's just like the Big Three, but single-handedly, you get to pick your opponent.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
a boxing
now,
match.
it's like almost like basketball and boxing. It's a similar concept, but if you think about it, them one-on-ones, we did that when we were teenagers.
Exactly.
Guys in the hood go play another guy from another hood because everybody wants to say they got the best guy from their hood. So it just brings back a lot of memories for me. And like you said, just seeing guys actually getting after it and being very competitive, I love it.
Absolutely. It's something that I remember when we was playing in I wish Twine was on, but when we was playing at the IIT over there at the Pro-Am, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see, in mid-game, you might end up saying, hey, clear it out. Hey, let them two go at it. It was? Exactly. You already knew what time it was. I'm playing with Carl Harris and Cole Black, so you had Tony Bennett. He can get after it. I'll never forget. It was them, us against Twine's team, and he had Will Bonham and Luther Head. Next thing you know, it's a clear out over there on the other side. Y'all two go at it. Then next thing up, and Harris, he, get him the ball, let him go. They going back and forth, him and Luther. So it reminded me of that, and I feel like that's the part that we missing, especially back here in the summertime with them one-on-ones, because it could be mid-game, or you can set it up after the game and, let everybody on the stand throw their money out there.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's when the money was in the streets, man. Guys, they love the guys from their neighborhood, man, and they most definitely stood with them at 10 toes down. So
10 toes down.
So when you look at it, and my memories of that, most definitely IIT, was that how packed it was.
Man.
Like people all on the floor, like people in the way. You know what I mean? Like that energy when you was playing, it was just summer league basketball. It was summertime basketball.
Yeah.
And you had every pro that was a pro came to Chicago to play at that gym. So that's historic, and that's a legendary landmark for me. Especially being a guy who was picked in high school to play in that league with the pros. I would tip my hat off to anybody if they was capable of redo that again. Because now, if you think about it, we got to get the guys that's the pros to come back home.
That's real. I think it's something that's needed. I think it's something that's doable. I think that, there's been times, obviously, back when I was, running Nike basketball here, that was something that we tried to do. But, you get your pushback, people not wanting to cooperate, but that's a part of it. But I think that we in a day and age now that even when you look at the NBA, everybody needs something new. Everybody needs something fresh. So how do you do that? Honestly, to me, it's like you got to get back to the essence of basketball.
You got to get back to the grassroots, most definitely.
The grassroots. You roll the ball out, hey, best on best. Let's see what y'all knock each other head off. You know what I mean? Like
battleground. So you remember the battleground?
Man.
You remember the battleground? Man, I done traveled Shit to New York. I done been to LA, especially when Paul won it here in Chicago. I was there,
Yep.
so it was at Stewart Park. Man, basketball was everything. Guys had the all the marketing throughout the city. You know what I mean, on billboards and everything like that. Hey man, it was a hell of a time.
Exactly. Yeah, we need to start to galvanize and pull the guys back together because I think it's something so important is missing. I think and everybody want to talk about the violence and things of that nature. Like that's a violent stopper right there.
Oh, games going on. Ain't nobody outside doing nothing,
Ain't
nothing
nobody
better.
doing it. We all at the game and everybody peaceful.
Because everybody wants to see the game. First of all,
Exactly.
matter of fact, some of the guys that probably doing the nonsense probably play ball.
They playing. Exactly. They out on the court, so you ain't got no choice. And they guys in the stands with them to make sure that they good.
Exactly.
We police ourselves, you know what I mean? But
All
no,
the
I
time.
think we gonna get back to that for sure. And then something, just talking about like 3-on-3, right? The big three, them coming to the city, which is always it's a great thing to just kind of see that and what Cube's doing to be able to allow for guys who have now transitioned in their second half but still had that love and feel for the game. They still connecting. They out there on the court. And so that's the importance of seeing them out there. We had a little scuffle though. Had a little scuffle that shook the internet a little bit with Dwight and Lance.
Oh man, look, I don't know what it was, but as soon as I opened my phone, it was just that. Like people
Yeah.
sending it to me, messaging me on it. I'm like, man, what is these guys doing? But I can
Yep.
understand. It get a little heated. Guys
Yep.
talking trash, don't want to be showed up. You got to defend yourself, man, at some point. You're still grown men, but like you said, the game of basketball is always going to continue to be competitive because these guys have played at the highest level. And
Exactly.
so, like, they don't want to be later on, 5, 10 years from now, talking about what they done did to you and you can't respond. That's a no go. You
You
got to
got to do
stand
it
up for
right now.
yourself.
You got to do it today while them
you
knees ain't
got to
hurting.
stand up for
You still
yourself.
in shape. Hey, man. Because, yeah, that shoulda, woulda, coulda. You don't want that to just echo and continue on in the
Oh
conversation.
no, you the laughing stock then.
There.
You the
Yeah.
laughing stock.
You know, man, I think, too, like, okay, cool. Him and Dwight, they got into it. He slung him a little bit, but I feel like that was just chippiness coming. Honestly, I feel like that was the overflow from watching the one-on-one with Mike Beasley. Now everybody wanting to come at, Lance a little bit different, for whatever it's worth.
Well, my thing is this. I think that when guys feel like you try to be the bully,
Yeah.
and like Zebo said, where I'm from, bullies get bullied, man. That's just what it is. So you can do all the tough talking and this, that, and the other. Hey, man, listen. Let me see. I want to see it in person.
Exactly.
I want to see it in
Exactly.
person. That's just the nature of the beast, man. That's how they go.
Yeah.
And I think the wife
Yep.
was like, man, why is this dude in my face? So
That's
it went
real.
from a push to a tussle to I don't know what he did to him. They end up behind the basket, but
Exactly.
it swung
One
him around.
swung, the other one swung the other person. Everybody caught their balance again. Next thing you know, everybody laid down in the crowd. I'm like, oh man, here
Yeah,
we
it
go.
was a pissing contest. That's what I look. That's what I
Yeah,
call it. There wasn't no
I hear.
punches. It don't look like no punches was thrown. These guys still love each other, man. They good. They
Yeah,
good
yeah,
friends, just competitive.
yeah. Exactly. You tell me this now. Back in the day, obviously we know you was out there on the court. And who were your kind of iconic one-on-ones that you had to play?
Hmm. One I can remember vividly. Played Rico Hill at
Mm.
like at Ed White at like fucking 2:33 in the morning.
Man, who put y'all up to that?
Hey
Y'all
man,
up there?
hey, for some reason, we had the next tails back then, man. My
Yeah.
cousin chirped me in the middle of the night, man. Cuz you want to play for the 25,000? Hell yeah, I'm getting the fuck up.
It
and we,
always it always starts there. It's like somebody
man,
ain't even got no reason, ain't even on the court. They just say, "Hey, come
but
on,
ain't no
man."
time. But like you said, the guys could have been outside gambling or whatever, talking basketball. It could have been
Yeah,
it could have been a multitude of things when you think about it. And it just so happens that that's what everybody was on. Okay,
Yeah,
well, you can go down on the low end. You can play grass side, or you can play as a Paul McPherson. You can play like they will try to match up guys across the city because, like you
yep,
said, everybody wanted to be the best, and
yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
think that we will long live some of the best talent to come out of Chicago.
Yeah, no, we got a long list. I ain't gonna lie. That last conversation we had, I threw a clip of it on TikTok. Man, I got people putting out their list on top of list. I mean, it's
You
just
talking about what
names on
Shump?
top of. Yeah, yeah. What
What
he was
Shump said?
saying
Chicago
against
versus.
Jersey. Yeah, I mean, when I tell you, it's nothing but names. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick because it was just. I was like, oh, I'm gonna just throw it out there, see what happens. See what they talking about. I got guys. They was throwing. Who else name they put up there? Man. Oh my goodness. I gotta find it because it
A
was
laundry
nothing
list.
but. It was. That's all it was. I'm like, oh shoot, here it is. Man, they had. Yep, here it is. If I go on there, they got. One, they had to call out Jalen Brunson, him being from Illinois. He went to Stevenson, went to school. But then names, one guy, he was like Q Rich, Zeke, Mo Cheeks, Terry Cummings, Tim Hardaway, Jawan, Bobby, D Rose, D Wade, Twine, Eddie Curry, Tony Allen, Will Bonham, Don Whiteside, Mark Aguirre. Like, what?
Oh man.
I said, look, there's somebody, they put up their list. It was like, yeah, Kyrie Irving, Rick Barry, Tim Thomas, Dennis Rodman. I said, listen, I hear you. All of them are great players. I ain't taking nothing away from them. But that is not the smoke that they want with the state of Illinois. Not as a whole. I mean, and then the names kept look, you ain't even he came back again 2 days later. It was like Kenny Norman, Craig Hodges, Kevin Duckworth, the Pargo brothers, Corey Maggette, Amon, Mike Finley, Shannon Brown, Kendall Gill, Pat Bell. We ain't even made it up the city yet.
Oh
Look,
man.
we ain't even. I said, man, you might as well call up Candace Park and Cappy Pondexter. That
Hey, they'll
like
play with
you
the
ain't made
guys.
it out the
They'll play with the
city,
guys.
man. Won't they? It's one
Oh
of them.
man.
It's like, come on, man. I don't even. The only team that I honestly can see it being a competition, I always throw New York in there just because I love going back and forth with New York. But I think, and we kind of talked about that was what I think California. I think that they could, the state of California as a whole. I think that would be an interesting one because you got
Yeah, that's a big
Dominguez
ass
High
state.
School. You know what I'm saying?
That's a big state.
Big ass state.
Top to
You
bottom.
got Tyson Chandler. You got James Hart. You know what I mean? Like, top to
Top to
bottom,
bottom.
you got a lot of this. So I'd
Big
be
state.
interested there.
We
And then
right. Hey, that's right. We in the Midwest. We small, but you be like,
we
Jesus
smoke.
Christ.
We got buckets. Now here's the other one though that I did say was a dark horse, and I don't ever want to leave them out because I remember we had some battles with them, and that was with Atlanta, the state of Georgia. They got some guys that can hoop down there too.
Oh yeah.
I'd be surprised. They got a few guys. I mean, Dwight being down there, but they had what's the gym we used to hoop at down there? Oh
I
man,
remember.
not
I
the
remember. That's crazy because I remember playing the Nationals when we was like 14. Atlanta Celtics had all 7-footers, man. Damn near
man.
the whole
Listen,
team was fucking 7 feet. The point guard
exactly.
6'5". I'm like, wait, hold up, man. Okay, now we gotta go
Them
down
was
here and battle.
exactly. That was the thing. I was like, man, they got nothing but just tall trees down here. You're like, what the hell? Where the hell y'all
And the
get
thing,
this?
I think Chicago matches up pretty well with Atlanta because they both got tall guys that can do everything.
Yeah, yeah,
That'll be
that's
a
real.
good run, but I don't know
That'd
if
be a
they got
good
a
one.
laundry list like of players that we have though.
That's what I'm like. List on list. There's really, to me, only one state that could really handle that, and I think that's only California. To me, but we'll see. I might have to do a little research and throw a list out there and see best on best because it's a lot of them, man. And I know we biased, but it's a lot of them. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
man. But yeah, no, man. Let's get on back to this. We got Game 5 tonight. We get to see 7:30. We get to go and see what they end up doing. It's all tied up and squared up, which is 2-2. At first I know we was a little nervous thinking that it was they was gonna go in ahead and only get to Game 4 and Game 5.
Hey, I thought I was going to have to hang out with number 8 all day. Because he
all
going to be
day
like, Bobby, I told you. I told you. He showed shot at Indiana in the beginning. They still game one. I'm like, come on, fellas. Not at home.
at home. The first game out the go. Come on now.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, but I'm happy that they back on track and they made some adjustments, as we
Yep.
both talked about.
Yep.
And now this game tonight is going to be very interesting.
This one's gonna be the most interesting one of them. I think this one again. I get that everything is shifted back to OKC and their favorite from a home court perspective. But when you look at it, that don't mean nothing for Indiana. Clearly, they didn't already won there before.
Yeah.
On top of that, now you've made each of the adjustments. You tried to contain SGA. If I'm Indiana, I'm trying to contain SGA. I've done that 1 or 2 games in there to make him, divvy up and get the ball out of his hands as much as possible, even though he still had to put up 30 and 40 points. But you do as best as you can with that. But then on the other side, you done Halliburton as much as he been killing, and you still look at his stat line. Even when you're trying to keep the ball out of his hands, he damn near
Still
putting
getting
up a
it.
triple double. So
Still getting
he's
it.
finding the people. So we seeing what the adjustments do. So we're gonna see what happens next.
Hey, man, I just say it again. I'm going to continue to say it. This is the best series I've seen in a long time.
Long, it's a fact.
I've never seen kids and women and what I mean, people are going in the house to watch the game. Like bars are not even crowded as much unless people just getting off work and can't make it to the crib and they
Yep.
watching the game. So it's like
Yep.
so interesting. I'm just happy for the NBA with this one because
Yeah.
now you never expected these two teams to get this far, but at the end of the day, they said shit. When you got an underdog, you don't know who you want to go for, and they similar in matchups. Is what I've always said. I'm just happy. This is very interesting because I'm
Yeah.
proud to watch NBA basketball for the time.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for sure. Basketball is back. I know a lot of people was like, "Oh, it ain't exciting. It ain't nothing happening." But from a basketball purist to just watching the game, you got stars out there. It's even. It's balanced. They playing defense. The offense. When you got skilled players, they throwing the lob up. Obi Toppin done hit his head on the rim about 6 times. That man a walking pogo stick.
Yeah, so just think about it. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers who's
Yes,
tuning in
sir.
with us. And at the barbecue yesterday, it's like guys are screaming about who's gonna win and who they need to sub out, not play. I'm like, man, I ain't never played in it. Boy, ask Bobby. Man, don't ask me nothing, man. I want to go home, man.
You the encyclopedia like Bobby know who they need to take out. No,
Yeah.
that's real.
So
That's real.
it's very interesting just to listen and hear how the fans of the game are actually approaching it, and I like it.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. Now, obviously, you said early on in game one, you said that OKC was gonna win this whole thing in 6. You think they got? That mean they got to win the next 2? You think
Yeah,
they got it in them tonight?
if it goes 7, I don't think they got a chance.
Really?
Mm-mm.
It goes 7, then it's Indiana's. It's Indiana's game to win, huh?
Indiana motherfucker at home.
That's true. That's true.
And I think
But we got
everybody in Indiana is coming to that game. And
yeah.
that gym is small and it's loud.
Yeah, that Oklahoma gym is very small. You're right. And that thing, I remember I went down there. I went down there for a game. We were down there for an event for Russell Westbrook. This was back when he was playing down there. And they had the arena rocking. We in there, and it's just like this middle of the season type game. I mean, it ain't no playoffs and nothing like that. Man, I must have turned around. I said, man, where we at? We in Madison Square Garden? Like we, where are we playing?
everybody
A high school gym?
everybody
Because
is
this
going
thing
to
was,
close their business, and it's like Green Bay. They going to shut it down. We go on to the game. We open back up
yep.
after the game,
After
but
the game, they open.
they going to shut it down. And it's
Yep.
going to get loud. These finals,
It's
man,
him.
because these two teams haven't been there so long, and the
Yeah.
fan base, they is soaking all this up.
Yeah.
They're soaking it all up.
That's real. Who gets off tonight? You think Halliburton gonna finally get back into the mix, or you think it's gonna be SGA's game to continue putting up 30 and 40 points tonight?
Well, SGA probably gonna have to do that in order for them to win. But I think Halliburton might get a little more freedom to do what he want to do. So that's why I said just depending on the game plan and how they're gonna make the transition. Because now he gonna have to play his game tonight in order to get through these next two.
Just one game at a time.
One at a time. Shit, but neither one of them can afford to lose tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, this is by far to me the most important game. Even if OKC wins the game, going to that next one, they at least got, I don't think it's as much pressure on them. But I think this one right here, hey, it's even up. It's the best of three now. Best
Correct.
of three.
Hey, so if you can't have no bad game or no bad shoot night, man, listen, they're gonna be diving all on the floor. They're gonna be doing everything they can, scratching and everything to win this game, man.
Everybody out there now. Yes, sir.
Hey, the trainers gonna have their work cut out for them after this one.
Man, listen. Hey, but they fit for it. I'm excited to see this one. I'm gonna definitely be tuning in, watching. We're gonna have to run it back. Again, game 6 gonna be in a few days. We're gonna make it work. I might have to do this from LA. Cause I'm gonna be moving around, but I might have to go in here and we'll jump back on again in a couple of days for game 6. This is gonna be a fun one.
No, not a problem. I'm here. And I love it, so I'm most definitely gonna be tuned in.
Yep. Man, I love it too, man. Well, everybody tuned in. Appreciate y'all checking out the second half live. We're going to be back for game 6. Be sure to hit that link, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know what you like in the comments. We're going to definitely bring it up. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to bring in a couple other people in as well. We got some other NBA names that want to jump on, so we're going to definitely pull them on. We out. Peace.